Keeping it simple in the kitchen doesn't mean you can't have amazing food that not only looks incredible, but tastes fantastic too. My first recipe is so easy, it removes the stress from cooking and is a pleasure to make. Chili beef lettuce wraps.
Cooking should never be a chore. The more you cook, the more confident you become. That way, you actually start to enjoy it. And that's the key to good cooking. Have a bit of fun along the way. This is minced beef and minced pork. The pork needs to sit in there, otherwise the beef's going to dry out. It's really important to season the mince before you cook it. Pan, nice and hot. Touch of olive oil. Mince in. Breaking it up like that really helps to sort of separate it so you can fry it off with a lot of colour. With your spoon, just go through. And start breaking that up. The most important thing to remember is mince is made up of cheap cuts, brisket, belly, and short rib. So it needs help. And frying off the mince for colour is so important. If this pan wasn't hot, your mince is just going to boil. There's a horrible grey colour on there, and there's no flavour on your mince. Taste a little bit. Tastes delicious. It's seasoned beautifully. See how crispy it's going. Take it much further than you've ever taken mince before. Nice and crispy. Smells incredible. And draining it is crucial. It keeps the mince nice and crispy, and you get rid of that excess fat. That's lovely. Now, just wipe out the pan, don't wash it. Low gas. Now we're going to add texture to the mince.
Finely chopped chili, ginger, garlic, and spring onions.
Spring onions give the sort of mince a really nice freshness, because it just gives that crunch, nice and thinly. Now, I'll fry off the chilies, the ginger, and the garlic first. Sesame seed oil, teaspoon only, in. Garlic, chili, ginger, in. Fry that off nicely. The sesame seed oil just lifts up the whole flavour. Touch of brown sugar. That starts to really caramelise the chili, the garlic, and the ginger. Mince in. Now, my fish sauce. That gives it the saltiness. You can see now why it was so important to get that mince really crispy, because nothing's going soggy, it's staying really crispy. Fresh lime. That makes the mince fragrant. And then lime juice. Roll it. And squeeze that in there. Incredible. I've got the salty, I've got the heat, I've got the sweetness, now I've got the acidicness as well. And then finally, my spring onions in. Right at the last minute, so I've got crunch in there as well. Smells amazing. Literally cook the mince now with sort of 30 seconds to go. Gas off and take it out. Looks incredible. Smells so inviting.
To go with the chili beef, I'm making a simple sweet and spicy dipping sauce so everyone can dress the crispy mince to their own taste.
Dipping sauce, a little teaspoon of the brown sugar soy sauce. Gives it that nice sort of dark, rich colour. Sesame seed oil, a tablespoon, and just top that up with a tablespoon of olive oil. That stops the sesame seed oil becoming too rich. A teaspoon of fish sauce, and then a touch of chili. We leave the seeds in again. I want the heat in that sauce. So impressive, an amazing show-off centerpiece. Lime juice in, and the coriander. Chop it through once. Give that little mix up. Just check the seasoning. That's lovely. Nice and rich. Now the lettuce. I'm going to use baby gem because it's really nice and durable and sort of quite strong. So you just sort of sit these nice trimmed lettuce leaves around. Now, the exciting part, serve. Take your lettuce up, spoon in your mince, and then a little touch of dressing. Just a little drizzle. Nice. And that's the secret of having good, easy, relaxed food, is that you just help yourself.
Food that looks and tastes $1 million doesn't have to be complex. This dish is as fun to cook as it is to eat.
Mushroom and leek pasta. This fantastic, fast and simple pasta dish made with everyday ingredients just goes to prove you can eat good food whenever you want. Really important to put the water on first so you can just have it gently simmering away, ready for the pasta.
While the water comes to the boil, start the sauce by slicing mushrooms.
First off, fingers, one in front, two behind. Up and down.
Then add olive oil to a hot frying pan.
I want that nice colour on the mushrooms. Off the heat, literally 10 seconds. And when you toss something, really important, you get all the ingredients at the end of the pan, push down and pull back. And that noise, that's all the water coming out of the mushrooms.
Next, finely chop a fat clove of garlic. Then prepare your leeks.
Just take your knife and go down through the centre, turn it over, and again, into quarters. So you've got all that opening up, and then just rinse the top of that to get rid of any potential dirt or sand. It just breaks up into nice little quarters. Add all that leek into those mushrooms. Beautiful. And now, the secret is to get rid of that water inside the leek. As it cooks down, all the water's gone, you just left that really nice, intense flavour. Garlic's gone nice and crispy. Now, we're going to add a touch of chicken stock in there. Beautiful. Lasagna sheets. Just going to drop the sheets into the water.
Lasagna sheets are an unusual choice for a dish like this, but they work brilliantly. Although any type of pasta you've got in the cupboard will do.
And just twist that pan. That stops any pasta actually sticking to the bottom of the pan. Chicken stock reduced down by half, and it's almost deglaze the bottom of the pan, basically washed all that wonderful flavour off. Turn the gas down and add a couple of tablespoons of cream. This just enriches the dish. Bring it back up to the boil and let it simmer for 3 to 4 minutes. Now, the secret of the pasta is just taking it out a little early so you've got that nice texture. Hold up the sheet and just nip it. If you can feel your fingers in the centre, it's ready. Turn the sauce down and lay these beautiful sheets of lasagna into that sauce. I'm just going to turn the gas off now and let the pasta sit in there and absorb that amazing sauce.
Finish with chopped fresh tarragon.
It's a delicious herb that goes brilliantly well with mushrooms and leeks. Just let that sit and almost sort of infuse.
To serve, I'm making a quick bruschetta by toasting fresh ciabatta bread.
2 nice slices, drizzle that in olive oil. A little bit of garlic. Just rub the bread. The crust as well. The crust is what really takes that garlic. Now, pan for the bread, a little touch of olive oil. As it starts to smoke, bread in. But look at the pasta now, it's been stained by that amazing sauce. To serve, I want a nice spoon of my mushrooms, leeks and cream. Then I'll take my pasta, just twist it and let it sit on top. That tarragon has just lifted everything. Bread on. And that's the beauty about something so simple that can be done in 20 minutes with everyday ingredients. A stunning pasta dish.
Adding easy and versatile dishes like this to your repertoire is what cooking at home is all about. So you can always make great tasting food at the drop of a hat.
My flavour-packed lamb with fried bread.
Whether I'm cooking high-end dishes or rustic dishes, trust me, it all has to be impressive. So this lamb dish proves that you don't have to spend a fortune to create delicious food. First off, put the pan on. This is a lamb steak, and it's cut just above the leg, just here, because you can see that delicious bone running through the centre, and that's full of marrow, so that just gives the lamb a nice added sweet flavour. Just take your knife, cut through each end. This stops the lamb steak from buckling, so therefore it cooks evenly and colours beautifully. Salt and pepper. Lamb needs quite a lot of help with the pepper, so be quite generous with the pepper. And just pat that down. The pan's just starting to smoke on the outside. Now put the oil in. Get that pan really nice and hot because this is a cheap cut, so I'm depending on the colour of the lamb steak to really sort of impart a lot of flavour. That's the noise you want to hear. If you can't hear that noise, don't drop the steak in. Put a little bit of garlic in there. Not chopped garlic, just whole cloves of garlic, lightly crushed. Don't even waste time peeling them. In. Tongs, lift up. That bit of fat around the back, that's at the top of the leg. Tilt the pan and let all that fat render.
Rendering is a chef's term. That means melting the fat.
It works brilliantly when you're cooking a ribeye as well. Turn it over. Look at that colour there. Beautiful. Now it looks like an expensive cut, and we've got that nice even sear all over. As it's cooking, just tilt the pan and baste. And basting the lamb steak just means you're sort of adding all that nice scented garlic olive oil back into the lamb. Beautiful. Now take the lamb out and let the lamb rest. Beautiful. Now, for the perfect rustic crouton. So this bread's quite firm, a couple of days old. Just slice it straight down the centre. Dice it up, put it into a bowl. Season it beautifully. From there, I'm gonna add some milk. Sounds strange adding milk to a crouton, but it just gives it that nice, rich, creamy texture. And just let that milk sort of absorb into the bread. While that's soaking, I'm gonna make the dressing. Go back to that initial garlic that was in the pan. Look at that, beautiful. Into the pesta mortar. Anchovies. Anchovies go brilliantly well with lamb. I want that nice, salty, vinegary flavour and a bit of kick. Some capers. The little baby caps. Very sweet. Now, just pound that to a nice paste. That smells incredible. Next, some Dijon mustard. A nice teaspoon and a half in. A little bit of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons, and then our extra virgin olive oil. Now, it's got that heat in there, got that nice roasted garlic, a real hearty, chunky vinaigrette that sort of seeps into that lamb. Some fresh parsley. Crunch up the parsley. Delicious flavour. Parsley in. Nice. Now, get your pan hot for the croutons. Olive oil in the pan. Grab the croutons and squeeze all that excess milk out. Not too hard. I don't want them dry. And in. And then just fry them. And the milk inside these croutons give it that nice, spongy, creamy, delicious flavour. That's the colour I want. Nice. Now, take them out and lightly drain them. A little bit of kitchen roll onto the board, out. Plate them. Just take this amazing vinaigrette and spread it. Get those croutons. Listen to them, like little boulders hitting the plate. The lamb, sit that on. Next one, on. The rest of the croutons, on. Now use all those little bits. And my chef in Paris would kill me right now if he saw me using those because they're the ugly scraps that customers should never see, but they're the best bits. Croutons on, and then just drop that sauce on all those little bits of the lamb. And there, that is a perfect way of taking a cheap cut into the Premier League of dishes.